Hello everyone and welcome back. It's Gina from orchidandopal.com, and today I am bringing you the March 2024 Beads of the Month clubs that I received, both the double seed beads of the month club, and that's in the cotton candy theme, and the two companion packs that they have to offer, the first one being the crystals and the other one there being the findings. So those are of course two optional add-ons you can add on to any beading subscription. And they have a number of different ones you can choose from, all the information being on their website that I definitely encourage you to check out. That way you can see which clubs speak to you. And that website will be down below. I also have a coupon code. It's OPAL10, OPAL10. That will save you 10% off the first month of your very first club if you want to try them out. And of course, I have a very extensive playlist for Beads of the Month Club. You can see all of their different clubs in a wide array of themes and color schemes to give you an idea of what you would receive. And I'll try to link that in the corner as well. So first up, let's take a look at the Crystals Companion Pack. This is their newest addition to their monthly offerings. And again, it's optional and great for those who enjoyed working with Swarovski crystal in particular. They're still cycling through some Swarovski, it looks like, in this particular pack. And as those Swarovski products start to dwindle, since as far as I know, they're not being made anymore, they'll transition to some very similar in quality crystal options. We've already seen some of those and they are great. So inside this pack, we have 3 different types to look at. And of course, I'm going to take them out of the bag so we can really appreciate how they look up close. All right, everyone, so up first we have the violet opal rounds in the 3mm size. And just moving them a little bit, you can see that little bit of fiery flash they have inside of that translucent glass. And that is just one example of some of the crystals you might see in these companion packs. You'll get a variety of different rounds, as well as possibly pendants and other specialty shapes. Like we have these next 13mm rose alabaster briolets. So they have, of course, that teardrop shape, beautiful opaque light pink color, and the faceting all around the crystals, coming to that delicate but still flat peak at the top. And you can see the hole running through there. You can already see those on a pair of earrings. And then third for that pack, we have the ever so versatile 6mm white opal ice bicones. And again, these are all Swarovski crystals, so it's great that we're still seeing some of these in these companion packs. But once those have run out, they will just be swapping those with some very similar high quality crystals. I was very happy with the ones I've seen so far. And so that's an example of the Crystals Companion Pack. No additional charge for shipping if you choose to add this on to an existing beading subscription. And up next is our Findings Companion Pack. This one is full of some bright copper assorted materials. We have everything listed on the front there. You get a little bit of a discount over retail cost on these subscriptions, but I'm telling you, my favorite thing is just having the spontaneous goodies show up in the mail. There's something about that that really adds to the creativity factor, seeking out different projects and maybe even brainstorming some new ideas of your own. So yeah, this is their next companion pack. It's another optional one that you can add on to any existing beading subscription with no additional shipping cost. And inside you're gonna find some coordinating findings, usually some very unique and gorgeous ones, things you may not already have in your stash, and things you may not have even played with before. I've been in that situation before with some of these, and it's a great opportunity to do some research and work with something new. So again, every month you're going to receive an assortment similar to this, but it'll be in a different tone of metal. And once in a blue moon, you might get something of an actual color, like we've gotten purple and blue, but they usually space those pretty far apart. Just like all their subscriptions, these companion packs, they're going to follow their own little color scheme, and you're going to get something different each and every month. What you get might not exactly match what another person gets. It just depends on your rotation and different factors going on. They'll all follow the same values though, in terms of general quality and pricing. And what's nice is you won't get the same things over and over, so you can build up your stash with new items as time goes on. But let's go ahead and open these up and take a closer look at these bright copper findings. All right, so here we go. Let's just start out with the set of 16 Stardust spacer beads, which are these right here. They've got a really beautiful texturized exterior, which makes them sparkle just a little bit more. And I just want to say, I think these findings coordinate so beautifully together. The bright copper, sometimes they can come in different shades and tones, kind of like when you buy gold findings. So it's good to see how beautiful these all could work together. Next, up to the right of those, we have the 15mm leaves. There's 4 of them, and you can certainly use those sort of like a charm. It looks like they've got one loop on one end and some beautiful detail and veining that's etched into that metal or pressed in, and also a little bit of dimension with the sides of the leaves kind of pulling in or bending towards each other just a little bit. I love the fact that detail is carried through on both sides. Up next, we have 2 pairs of the 2mm ear wires with ball detail in the 2mm size. So we have a total of 4 of those along with the stoppers to go with them. Very handy. Next, up to the right of that, we of course have a set of 12 of the twisted jump rings. These are in the 6mm size, and they're made of the 18 gauge wire. Now, as I usually mention, you'll find a lot of these more unique findings or specialty types of findings, such as jump rings, but not just jump rings that are round that you see everywhere that are a dime a dozen, but things like this with that twisted wire detail. You'll also see a lot of the oval jump rings, which I love to use whenever I'm able to, just because they are more secure. So you're going to find things like that that are taken up a notch. In this next section, we have the twisted hook and eye clasp. Very simple and elegant, and there's also 2 of those larger oval jump rings there. And then these next 3 items, I believe, make up what they're calling the 6mm Kumihimo finding set. Comes with a toggle clasp and, of course, 2 of those generously sized or 6mm Kumihimo cord end caps, and this bail that you could slide onto some Kumihimo if you wanted to, if it were a smoother beaded braid, which provides a spot where you can add another element down there at the bottom, hanging off of that loop. And beyond that, there's 3 additional items. We have this lovely and very reflective bookmark, about 2.5 feet of the 4mm curb chain, and then a set of 4 2.5-inch 20 gauge head pins with the fancy ball detail on the end. So there we have our findings and our crystals, and of course we've got our main event, the double 11-0 Seed Beads of the Month Club, to open up together. That one contains 8 different varieties of high quality Miyuki 11-0 round seed beads, and of course there's our listing on the front. Slight savings over the retail value, and they do an amazing job at putting these color schemes together for us. I've only glanced at this one. It's called Cotton Candy, so I think we have an idea of what that might comprise without even having to look at them. But now that we see this glance up close, you can see the beautiful blues and pinks in those soft and fluffy shades. That's just 4 of them. Let's take a look at all 8 varieties up close as usual, one at a time. All right, so this is the double club that we're going to take a look at, and all of the beads have not been emptied out of their containers. Actually, I just poured a little bit of the 25 grams total in that so we could take a close-up look, but this is actually how they come. This is what is still remaining in this container right here, which is really another great addition to the subscription because these are wonderful for seed bead storage or really any bead storage for that matter. And this is the double club amount. You also have the option of signing up for the single size, and in that you get half the quantities of beads that you see here, but still 8 containers. So about 12.5 grams for each color instead of 25. And this palette is so dreamy and fun. We have first the matte transparent aqua color, which is a lovely addition, really reminiscent of that blue cotton candy. Those having the matte frosty finish and still letting a little light through. Then next after that is the matte transparent aqua AB. So these being similar but having the AB coating, You can see the difference between those first two selections. There is a hint of iridescence on this second selection, but we still have that overall very dreamy aqua candy-like color. Number 3 is the transparent pale pink AB, looking like little iridescent pink bubbles with the rainbow of shades and that sheer reflective metallic. Of course, I always think of that blue and pink combination when I think of cotton candy. And next up in selection number 4, we have the matte metallic silver gray, a classic from Miyuki, with an overall deep grayish appearance, and on closer inspection you see some subtle variations in those metallics. These having the matte finish, leaving them less glossy, and it sets these apart from some of the other seed beads. We get a great selection not only of the different colors, but also of different finishes, so you're not getting the same things in that way as well. Now, number 5 is the blue Ceylon. This is just a bit deeper overall than those first two aqua colors, with even more of that color being saturated towards the hole and then appearing a bit more pearlescent on the exterior. Selection number 6 is the light aqua Ceylon. So this actually has a slight greenish undertone that you can see, especially next to the regular blue and then the aqua that you'll be able to see across from it. I like that really light seafoam color and also the pearlescence. They're just so shiny and satiny on the exterior. And number 7 is the matte opaque dusty orchid. These are kind of a dusty pink, slightly mauve, and wonderful toned down light pink that definitely goes along with the theme, and also another matte finish, but these being on the opaque, so not quite as frosty. And then our final and 8th selection, the Duracoat Galvanized Dusty Orchid. So a wonderful metallic, even better, with that Duracoat finish over top, which will mean the color sticks around for a much longer time. All right, everyone, so that wraps it up for the Beads of the Month Club that I received for March 2024. Again, the double seed beads and the 2 companion packs that you can choose to add on. Be sure to check out their website for all the different varieties of subscriptions they have, not just the seed beads, but also delicas, fire polish, 2-hole, hot and trendy, and the most recent gemstone beads of the month clubs. You can find examples of all those in my playlist as well. And I highly recommend each and every one of them for their consistency, the thought that's put behind the selections, their excellent customer service, and I could go on. I really like that you can sign up for these specific clubs that contain beads that you personally especially like to work with. That way you can get the things that really resonate with you, that you know you'll use. So for example, if you know you only like to work with seed beads, you can get those every single month. If you're more adventurous, they have options for those types of beaders as well. And you can choose from either size depending on how much you'd like to receive and how much you'd like to spend. On top of that, the fact that you're more than welcome to sign up for more than one club at a time. If you don't want to be pinned down to one club, though, they do have the rotating option. You can rotate through all of those, and that's what I happen to do, and that's how these seed beads appeared. And don't forget that they have a little bonus or perk that if you look on your invoice at the very bottom, they print a website each and every month, and it's got a different link, which will lead you to 3 printable or downloadable beading patterns, many of which, of course, contain the seed beads, but also some of the more adventurous multi-hole shapes. But it's a great way to build up your library over time, just saving those to your computer or printing them out from month to month. Well, as usual, I love the selection they've put together. I hope you enjoyed checking them out too. Don't forget you can use the coupon code OPAL10 if you'd like to save 10% off your first month of your first club. And if you're located outside of the US, you can always reach out to them via email or phone number if you'd like a quote for shipping to your specific location. You can reach out to them and ask that question. But that wraps it up for now. I want to thank each and every one of you for being here, and especially for your patience, for those of you who have been around a while for my more sporadic activity. I greatly appreciate your patience and hope to fill you in more as time goes on. But until next time, I'm going to be playing around with my lovely selections here. Feel free to leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of Beads of the Month Club or this theme and scheme in particular, or anything else you'd like to say. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Give the video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and feel free to share the video with your other beading friends. I hope to see you all real soon, but until next time, I want to wish you a very fantastic rest of your day, and as always, happy beading!